We hope that you have absorbed what's been taught here in the last few weeks, dealing with the mediumship of the man that you know as Jesus. For that individual so loved the world that he came back into this world knowing what his fate would be. At least he remembered it as before he came in. He foresaw all the events that would happen in his life, and he decided that in order to teach people the way of the Spirit, the way Spirit works, that he would come in and be an example, a way shower, a guide to how one could live their life in service of others, to bring forth the information and guidance from the world of Spirit. For as he taught, and as was said before, he came as an example, and he said he well knew that he was not going to be the last medium to come on this earth. There have always been certain people with sensitivity to the world of Spirit who could bring forth the information and guidance from higher dimensions to the people who live on this plane, all the way back from ancient prehistoric times all the way up to today. And yes, as was said today, there are certain people that can do this quite well, and there are certain people who cannot. There are certain people who are what we call true vessels or clear vessels, who bring forth the clear word of Spirit without putting in their own or mixing in their own ideas into the message. And there are those who cannot do so quite so clearly, and it is a mixture. So it is up for each individual to sit and decide what they want to accept from what comes through any instrument of the Spirit or any medium. But know that when the true medium exists and the genuine medium is before you, that the information that is coming through a sense of love for the world and for humanity, to help raise and educate people and to have people live a better life. And the purpose for that, it is very clear, because the more you learn in your physical world, the more you will bring with you when you cross over into the spirit world. Because what you have to understand is, as was said in the beginning of this service, each and every individual carries within his physical body a spiritual body, which is the soul, which resides in the center of the chest. And it is that soul that is very much like the recorder that is on right now. It records the whole lifetime of the person who is living. And when the person no longer resides in the physical world and it's time to lay aside the physical body and the spirit body goes into a higher frequency, it goes to the frequency that matches the life that they lived, the intent that they lived. And when they get there, after a certain time of adjustment, they play back their life, kind of like you would watch your television set, and you would watch your whole life, and you sit and watch what happened, and you judge your own life, and you decide what you did right and you did wrong. The only difference is that as you watch it in the spirit side of life, and let's say you did someone an injustice, and you would feel what that person, the victim of that injustice, felt like. You would experience their emotional state as well as your own. And from this, you set up your goals for the next life that you choose to have. So it is important for you to live a life and learn as much as you can about spirituality, about the gifts of the Spirit, about mediumship, about the spirit world, to come forth and absorb that knowledge, so that when you come into our dimension, you carry that knowledge with you, and it brings you to a higher level in the spirit world. And this is why Jesus decided to come back to the world, because in that time the world was so steeped in ignorance and superstition and man-made dogmas of all different kinds, many of which do not exist anymore, that he wanted to show people the truer way. This is why he said, "I am the light of the world," because he was bringing the truth of how the spirit world works into humanity, and to show them what can happen to a person who has their brain brain working 100%, who can do all the gifts of the Spirit, and then take their physical body with them into the world of spirit. For there are different dimensions, there are frequencies where people can reside, but you need a body with you. The spirit body is not enough for those dimensions, and it is those people who have descended that can enter into those higher dimensions and come and live and experience a different type of life than what you can experience on your frequency.